Welcome back, focused learners. Today, we are unpacking a seriously fascinating reality. Right now, literally as we speak, half the workforce is staring down the barrel of automation. But the other half, well, they're about to thrive, like potentially making more money than ever before. It really all boils down to understanding the actual physical limits of artificial intelligence and figuring out exactly which side of the line your skills fall on. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's look at our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the AI automation paradox, the 15 AI-proof jobs, the specific skills AI just cannot replace, the AI reskilling reality, AI investing tools and traps, and finally, the human advantage.
Section 1, the AI automation paradox. So there's this massive myth floating around right now that AI is coming for human complexity and high-level thinking. But the reality, it's actually completely different. AI is systematically targeting predictable, repeatable work, no matter how skilled it might look on paper. Because of this, Penn Engineering is currently pioneering something they call physical learning. Why? Well, there's a glaring, massive physical gap in robotics today. We've seen, unprecedented commercial investments in large language models, think GPT, but progress in actual physical robotics, it lags far, far behind that unembodied intelligence. Turns out, abstract intelligence is just way easier to simulate than physical embodiment. And this brilliantly illustrates what researchers call Moravec's paradox. It's basically the idea that high-level reasoning takes very little computation, but low-level sensory motor skills, those require enormous computational resources. Basically, a supercomputer can write flawless, insanely complex code in a matter of seconds, right? But a multi-million-dollar robot can't even match the physical dexterity of a human toddler. And it certainly can't, crawl into a dark, unpredictable crawlspace to fix a leaky pipe.
Section 2. The 15 AI-proof jobs.
Because of this physical advantage we just talked about, there are specific careers that are completely insulated from automation right now. They pass tests that AI simply cannot pass. These careers share three massive protective traits. Just look at the foundation and at-height trades. We're talking electricians, plumbers, wind turbine techs. AI physically cannot fake site-specific presence. A generative model is not going to climb a wind turbine at 400 feet in unpredictable weather, right? Next, look at healthcare. Nurse practitioners, RNs. AI legally cannot hold a medical license or take legal responsibility when an emergency treatment goes sideways. And finally, therapy and special ed. A depressed patient or an autistic child genuinely needs human trust and connection. You absolutely cannot buy or simulate that physical, empathetic relationship. Presence, license, and trust. Those are your ultimate firewalls against AI.
And to put that into perspective, just look at the sheer demand here. 663,000. That is the number of annual openings projected in the construction trades through 2033. And here's the really fascinating twist. The AI boom itself is making these jobs boom. Every single new data center needs electricians and HVAC technicians. A first-year electrician apprentice can earn 35 grand while learning with zero student debt, all while corporate AI is directly driving the demand for these exact human skills. It's pretty wild.
So I really want to ask you directly, which parts of your work are replaceable? It's a tough question, but one we all need to honestly evaluate. Because if you aren't an EMT or a wind turbine tech, you might be sitting at a desk in a white-collar knowledge job, kind of wondering about your own risk as automation scales up.
Section 3. Skills AI cannot replace.
So the crucial point here is that even in the corporate world, there's a cognitive advantage that automation just can't touch. We're talking about judgment, emotional intelligence, creativity, problem framing, and accountability. Sure, AI can spit out 1,000 marketing ideas in 10 seconds, but true human creativity is about bringing a unique perspective, not just volume. AI might use data to flag a drop in teen productivity, but it absolutely takes human emotional intelligence to sit down and navigate the actual burnout causing it. And honestly, most importantly, problem framing. AI can solve a problem super efficiently, but it takes a human to step back and ask, wait, are we even solving the right problem to begin with? Execution is automated for sure, but context and accountability, those remain deeply, deeply human.
Section 4. The AI reskilling reality.
But how are companies actually handling this massive shift in skills? Well, in the corporate world right now, nearly 9 out of 10 business leaders say their workers desperately need new AI skills. Yet, only 6% of companies have actually started reskilling their workforce in any meaningful way. There is a massive disconnect here. The failed expectation is that employees should just, learn AI on their own time, usually by clicking through passive videos after hours. But 70% of employees just skip those modules. And why? Because lack of time is the #1 barrier. Pushing AI homework to the evenings actively selects against the busy people who need it the most. The proven reality, the one that actually works, is structured, interactive practice that's embedded directly in the flow of work, on the clock, and tailored to specific roles with real-time feedback.
A recent Skillsoft report actually highlights this perfectly. It reveals an incredible disconnect. 86% of employees are using AI tools at work, but a mere 24% actually feel fully equipped to use them effectively. In fact, only 16% get any training before a new AI tool is rolled out. We're spending absolute billions on these shiny new tools, but completely neglecting the structured practice required to actually build confidence. As industry experts point out, if you increase the velocity of your tools without increasing the capacity of your people, you're really just creating technical debt at scale.
Section 5. AI Investing, Tools and Traps.
Let's ground these cognitive skills and training realities in a very specific, high-stakes application. Retail stock investing is kind of the perfect testing ground for human judgment versus automation, because real, harder money is on the line. And if you ever wanted proof that accountability cannot be outsourced, well, here it is, 40%. A University of Michigan study found that general-purpose AI models hallucinate and provide totally inaccurate financial data in up to 40% of queries. They will confidently invent numbers, like presenting months-old data as if it were today's quarterly earnings. It's crazy. And it perfectly illustrates why human oversight is absolutely mandatory when you're using these systems.
So, how do we actually build a safe, effective workflow for investing? Let's move through the steps and see how this builds. Step 1. Avoid generic chatbots for stock analysis altogether so you can dodge those hallucinations completely. Step 2. Use specialized tools that are actually built specifically for the job. Step 3. Apply multi-dimensional analysis. That means synthesizing fundamentals, technicals, and sentiment using your own human framing. And finally, Step 4. Maintain human accountability. The AI can assist and accelerate your research, sure, but when that market bell rings, you carry the financial risk. You have to make the final call.
The tool absolutely must fit the task. Specialized tools beat generic AI every single time. Platforms like Barebone AI, for instance, are designed specifically for verified research, tracking things like 13F positions and deep fundamentals right on your mobile. Or take Magnify, which links your various brokerages together so you can easily analyze your multi-account overlap. Look, you wouldn't use a generic chatbot to wire a house, right? So you definitely shouldn't use one to analyze a stock portfolio. You need the right tool, guided by your human judgment.
Section 6. The Human Advantage.
This brings us to our final overarching takeaway for this explainer. Ultimately, AI is a filter. It's not a replacement. It filters out the predictable, repeatable tasks so we can actually focus on what really matters. I absolutely love this quote, "AI expands options, but humans define direction." Whether it's a firefighter walking into a chaotic, unpredictable emergency, a physical therapist building that essential trust with a patient, or an investor allocating capital under intense uncertainty, the responsibility just cannot be outsourced to a machine. The AI generates the options, you define the direction, and you bear the accountability.
So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative question to chew on. Is your contribution moving toward higher value thinking, or are you staying in the areas that are easiest to automate? The future of work definitely belongs to those who lean into their irreplaceable human skills. Thank you so much for joining this explainer, and